how to do the VLookup formula. VLookup formula is very challenging, but your smart students should be able to get it the first time, or the second, maybe the third. But here we go. So, in our tutorial, we made a grade table. You type this out. We do this as a cell reference value. Now, what you're going to do is we need to get the letter grade. So, go ahead, click on the cell underneath letter grade and choose VLookup. Search for VLookup under the f of x right here. And choose VLookup. VLookup. V as in Victor, look up. Search for VLookup on the top. Okay, so that's the VLookup area. Now, before we use the VLookup, let me show you guys what each of these values are. The first is called a lookup value. What do you think that means? The lookup value is the value that is going to look up. So what are we trying to find here? The letter grade. So where is Excel going to look up to find this letter grade? Which one? I heard it. Yes, grade percentage. So it's going to go look up which cell? F. Yep, F6. Okay, so it's going to look up. So click on E6. That's what it's going to look up. Now, table array. We just made a table. Now, you know the choose function that we did yesterday? You type in number 1 and it automatically gives you a certain number or a grade or a letter or something, right? But that was 1 to 1. Like a number 1 equals this. A number 2 equals this. A number 3 equals this. Now it's a range of numbers. So we want anything between 90 to 100 or higher equals what? A. So now it's a whole range instead of just 1. So that's why we created this table right here. Okay? Now, what we need to do is we need to label this table. So go ahead and close your formula bar. Hit escape to get out of it. Escape. And highlight your table. And in the top left corner, you can call it, I call it table 2. You can call it whatever you want. Once you label it, you cannot label another cell the same thing. You cannot use spaces or special characters. It has to be all one word. Okay? So, go ahead and deselect your table. And then go ahead and select your table again. And in the top left corner, it should say the name that you gave it. So, go back to F6. Go back to your VLookup equation. The lookup value is F6. And now our table array is called, for me it's called table 2. For you, whatever you called it, we renamed those cells. To see if it's correct, it'll tell you in brackets a preview of that. Okay, column index number. What is that going to be? Or what is that? Okay, this is where it's very important to think now. You need to try to think in Excel terms. For example, we just said we want Excel to look up the grade percentage, E6. It's going to use this table. And notice this table. The table is going to look up 0 to 69 is an F. 70 to what is a B, C? To 79. So we're saying whatever it goes to. And then we have 90%. So these are like the limits. So 0 is the limit. 90% is the limit for an A. What if they get 110%? What is it? Yeah, there is no limits for an A, right? You can get 200%. It's still an A, right? There's no... You got it? So when you make your table, like for a lab or for a quiz, you need to make the limits. And then Excel will automatically find the integers between each of the limits. Also, always go from lowest to highest. And these can be percentages, these can be numbers, and so on. Okay? So, again, my equation is E6. Sorry, my fault. VLookup, E6. Sorry. Go VLookup. E6, my table array, table 2. No, that's my fault. It should just be VLookup. So my column index number. Now, we just told Excel, look up this number. We said if the number falls in between those two numbers, okay, now it's going to find that number, and then Excel needs to decide, look, what do you want me to put in G6? What do you want me to put there? And what do we want it to put for G6? What letter? No, what letter? C. So notice it says column index number. What column in our table is the letter grades? 1 or 2? This is column 1. That's column 2. Good. Column 2. Okay? Yes, it has to be a number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we're telling it what number to spit out. And then when you hit enter, sorry, it should give you the grade, C. Okay? And when you drag it down, it gives you all your grades. Okay, I'll help you in a minute. Okay? So, okay, question. What happens if in the column index number we would have placed a 1? What would have happened? What will be my result? Look, there's my result. Format, cells, percentage. It's 70% now is my letter grade. So that number 2 is important because if you don't put 2, it'll give you whatever's in column 1. So make sure you have 2.